Hi, coaches, parents, volunteers. I'm standing on our major mound. It's one of the most important maintenance tasks that we have in order to have a great experience for the kids. So I'm gonna go over step by step on how to fix the mound. Anyone can do it. All right, let's get into it. All right, so the very first thing you're gonna do is just kind of have a look at the mound, get a general idea of what you're dealing with. And then once you're done with your practice of your game, the first thing you need is gonna be the broom. And what we're gonna do is just brush off all the loose dirt. And I like to brush it in one direction so that we end up with that excess dirt in one spot. So I just did where the players are gonna toe the rubber. And then I'm also gonna brush the landing area. So this is step one. We just wanna brush off all that loose dirt. All right, so now that we've gotten all that loose dirt brushed away, the next step is to add some water. So a lot of you guys maybe have seen me out here with my little watering can. This is what I prefer to water the mound. It's a little more precise, but you don't have to do this. You can clip the hose in and you wanna give this area just a nice light watering. So I'm gonna do that now. So particularly I wanna hit the rubber area all the way down. And then I want to also pay special attention to the landing area. And then lastly, I want to make sure that I'm watering all that dirt that I kicked away on this side, because that's going to then replace and fill in those holes that we found when we uncovered it with the brushing. So now that I've watered sufficiently and I've gotten that first layer, what I'm gonna do is get the rake and I'm just gonna start moving dirt around and kind of see what the consistency looks like. What we don't want is a lot of dry dirt mixing with really wet dirt. That creates sort of like a mud. So ideally, we're gonna start kicking up some of this excess dirt and kind of seeing what we're dealing with. So what I like to do is just make a pile, and I'll just kind of start grading it. Kind of start grading this excess dirt, and I want to just get it into a consistency that I like. So like right now, it's a little chunky, but if I continue to work it a little bit, continue to grind it, eventually, after a minute here, I kind of start to combine it with maybe some other dirt. I'll get a nice consistency that I think is ready to fill in the holes with. All right, so to me, the more fine you can get it, the better. Okay, so now that I have a consistency I really like, I'm gonna start filling in the holes. So first thing, is I'm gonna fill in the mound hole by the rubber, and then I'm just gonna bring it down this way and start to fill in the landing hole here. And this could take a few runs, okay? This could take a few tries where, you know, you put some in and then you stomp it and then you fill it in again, all right? But we just want to get things level, of course. So once I've done that, I have two options. I can tamp or I can stomp. And I'm a little more a bigger fan of the stomp because it doesn't require a tamp, and all you're gonna do is just start to stomp this down. All right, using your own body weight, you can jump, whatever you want to do, just walk on it a lot. And then here, same thing, a little bit of a jump. Okay, I'm not thrilled with this amount of level, so what I'm going to do is get a little more dirt and then fill that in, okay? But once you've got everything filled and stomped, you'll then, and we're kind of skipping ahead, but then you'll rake again, kind of level it out, stomp again if you need to, and eventually the mound is going to be sort of healed in that it's back to its original form. Okay, so at this point, I like the way the mound's looking. It's level, it's been repaired, and the last step is just going to be to water it. So again, you can use something like this, or just grab the hose and water the whole mound. And at this point too, you can be pretty aggressive with the water. All right, so that first watering, when it's dry, we just want to kind of get that top layer. But at this point, we can really get in there and give it a good soak. All right, so that's the final step. And then of course, the final step would be to cover it. And keep in mind, the cover prevents the mound from getting soaked from rain. But really what we want to do is water the mound and put the cover on so that it retains some of that moisture. And that's just going to be the goal for a long-term healthy mound.